Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
And a long time plan. From the bright lights flashing down in Old Sin City to a 2-drink minimum and it sounds so great. Punch line fly on the interstate. Truck stop coffee keeping us awake. Midwest roads, yeah, we know them well. From Des Moines to Chi, got stories to tell. Late nights, bright lights, open mic fights. Killing on stage, then it's back to the flight. From the cornfields to the Vegas Strip. Ain't no stage where we don't fit. Billy and Willie's workshop, welcome inside. Where the jokes are sharp and the laughs collide. From the neon glow to the small town dive. Comedy's the road that keeps us alive.
Yes, sir. I do have there is one inaccuracy in that song.
What is it?
Truck stop coffee keeping us alive.
No, oh, hell no.
Yeah, I don't drink coffee.
I do.
You do, don't you?
Oh, I drink coffee in the morning, but if I'm driving to go someplace back in the day, Diet Mountain Dew and beef jerky. All day,
Really?
all night. How about you?
Yeah,
Blow.
I would sunflower seeds is what I use to stay
Really?
awake.
See, that's gross. Because what do you? I mean, you got to spit them out all the time.
No, you do it like a guy that chews tobacco. You have a fucking empty bottle and you.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere with you. I'm just not going anywhere with
What? So what? Like a dude that chews tobacco, you can have his spitter.
No, I don't know. I don't want none of that shit anyway. I don't want none of it. I want you flossing. I want all kinds of stuff. What are we doing? How am we going to put this on?
Okay, so here's what you got to do.
Right.
Get on your Facebook page.
All right. It's the Three Beards Media.
Yep.
Now
Now scroll down and look at our broadcast. You can probably see it happening right now, right?
No, I see.
You don't
I
see
said
it.
Chris talking about Pebbles, Lucky Charms.
Okay, well then hit the home page or hit home and go back
Okay, boom.
again.
Three Beards Media. You ain't doing nothing. Today, get that. How's that? Okay, watch video. What am I doing with it?
You can't see us broadcasting live right now.
Maybe that's it. Oh, there we are. Is that us? Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Yes. Now what do I do? What am I doing?
This is the greatest thing ever. It's the absolute
It's like we
greatest thing
broke
ever.
the space-time continuum.
I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay,
Oh my
took it off.
god.
All right, took it off.
It's like we just fucked up like
I'm
time
fuck-
travel.
I just
Like you
turned
just
69. Okay.
you just butterfly affected. So just share that. Hit the share button.
What are you fucking doing here? Do it.
Okay.
The shit we go through to get
Three
Willie
Beards
to
Media.
even just promote his own show. It's ridiculous.
You can't.
It really is. You just had what happened?
I don't know. Don't go on my browser page.
There we go.
All right.
Share live now. Oh, it switched to love. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
What are your text messages normally?
Nothing. I text like, why is my dog staring at me? Shit like that.
No, that's your Google search.
No, yeah. Well, I don't do.
You need to get the mic a little more.
Okay, I'll be
up.
over here.
Yeah, there
Right
you
here,
go.
baby.
Yeah,
Get
there
that
you
Barry
go.
White effect.
It's just like the radio.
You know the
gotta be
times
right
we
up
had
on
love
it.
made love. It just
Yeah.
seems like it's not enough. It's not enough, baby.
Can't
Home,
get
home,
enough.
baby.
Can't get enough of your love, babe.
Oh.
I think I could. I think we talked about this before. I could do. I could be. I think I could be in a barbershop quartet.
You would be good.
I think
I would shave
could-
off the goatee and just keep the mustache and maybe curl it at the end.
Oh, do the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What do they call that?
The handlebar.
The Raleigh fingers.
Yeah,
No, but what do they call it when you curl it?
The handlebar.
It's still called Handlebar,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
with the curls.
And you would be the guy that when they sing the song, you barely hear you, and at the end you do the final thing like "Sweet Caroline."
Yeah,
you'd be the end guy.
exactly.
You'd be the end guy. Yeah.
Why is everybody always
Yeah,
picking on
there
me?
you go. Yeah, exactly.
I think I could do it. Like I always said, I could do like all the boy bands.
Yeah, you could
Not really like the Backstreet Boys
Mhm.
or like NSYNC, but like the R&B boy
You could have
bands,
been
like
Melvin Franklin on the Temptations.
or the dude on Boys to Men. That
Yeah, exactly.
all he ever did was talk.
Yeah, exactly.
During the apology side.
Yeah,
songs,
we
like,
belong together. And
yeah,
you know,
and he
oh,
comes
baby,
in,
I'm tired.
baby,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
exactly. Yeah, that'd be you, the baby. I'm sorry.
Please forgive me for all the wrong I've done.
But the problem with you is you would turn it because you're Billy. You would be like, I'm sorry, but bitch, you know what you did. Kind of bullshit was that?
Please come home, girl.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't your fault. I just get so mad sometimes.
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's right. You said you wasn't going to report it to the police.
If I didn't love you so much, I wouldn't hit you.
That's right. That's right.
It's my passion.
Yeah.
It's my passion for
Please
you, baby.
keep your long sleeve shirt on. You know,
That's why I only hit you in the top of the head.
that's right. Yeah. I wrap a towel around the hanger. When I hit you, that means I love you.
It's not. It's totally healthy to keep coming back, baby.
That's right. You saw when I took the duct tape off your mouth, I pulled it off slowly and lovingly.
I promise I'll never hit you again. Unless you do the same shit.
That's right.
You got to learn something too, baby.
That's right. It's right. Exactly.
Did you ever see I remember they did a sketch. There was a Saturday Night Live sketch where they did a song that was I wanna suck your big toe.
Yes.
Suck it.
It's probably the Adam Sandberg one, right? Yeah.
No, it was back when Chris
Oh.
Rock was in the
Oh,
it was
right. Oh,
Chris
shit.
Rock
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Tim Meadows.
Yeah.
And it was
Almost.
they just show him like
Yeah. I thought it was like dick in the box. Yeah.
it comes in fucking like Chris Rock
Yeah.
like, baby, I wanna suck on that toe. Suck it real
All the
slow.
90s. That's that Casey and JoJo shit back then.
Oh yeah. Casey and
After
JoJo.
7.
All my life.
They did lately better than Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the MTV Uptown
Did you
Unplugged.
ever see when you were on Oprah? It was after one of these black love rom-coms, and it was Babyface and his brother and Jodeci, Casey and JoJo, and they had a song that they did. I'm trying to think of the song. Fucking song was amazing.
Babyface has a brother.
He had 2 brothers that they were after 7. They had 3 brothers.
What?
They had 3 brothers. One of them just died. Do you remember the group After 7?
Not really. I mean, I remember, yes.
Yeah, Ready or Not. They had a bunch of really. I mean, that was one of my favorite groups back in the 90s.
Ready or Not was the Fugees.
No, Ready or Not.
Here I come. You can't hide.
No. See,
Gonna
that's a
find
different. That's a different. It's a different.
One time.
No.
One time.
But these guys were fucking great, and it was his 3. It was 2 of his brothers and somebody else. After they were called After 7.
Okay.
Yeah, and
It rings a bell now.
And his 2 brothers actually were better singers than Babyface. Not.
Yeah, I never thought of Babyface as being that great of a singer. He was like
Do you remember when
he
he
was a
started?
songwriter.
He started with The Deal. Remember they had the song 2 Occasions?
Mm.
I only think of... So I'm an R&B nut. I
remember when can I see you again?
That's right. That's old Babyface. Yeah.
Yeah, that was big. Uh-oh. Something's happening to
what happened
Willie's
to me?
camera.
Oh, look, I'm froze.
Oh shit. I'm gonna have to fix something.
If I keep talking still?
Yeah, I can still
Look
hear
at
you.
that. See, that's
but-
just this is
Yeah,
like
you can
when
keep
Ted
talking.
Williams- This is like Ted Williams. Imagine I'm just Ted Williams' head. We've went over this before. Just laying there. Oh, now it's all fucking Billy. Was this the plan all along?
Yeah,
To get rid of me?
exactly.
Jesus Christ.
See what happens when
Well,
he
now it's
goes to
Chris.
your house, Bill? See what happens?
I knew you fucking wanted my job.
Yeah.
Well, now it's all of a sudden look at the bottom and it says Billy and Chris's workshop.
I'm gonna get. We'll get it fixed here. Let me see. Stop.
I can bring Brigga in here again. Just have him run into the camera.
Hold on. Keep talking, Chris.
All right.
Chris and Willie.
Chris, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you?
How's life?
You know what? This is one of the things I want to ask you because Bill doesn't do this. So
okay,
you're Catholic. I'm Catholic.
Yes.
What'd you give up for Lent, Willie?
I used to give up stuff. I haven't done that in years, but back in the day when I used to give up stuff for Lent, it always was sweets. That was my go-to. Yeah, because I really like sweets. But see, the thing was, I used to give up sweets, but if I was really I would have given up chocolate. I would have given up alcohol, which I've never done. But back in the day, I was one of those that used to give up. Have you seen that thing that who is it? What's his name? Wahlberg, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
he's got that thing, Hollow or whatever it is.
Yep.
Are you involved in that? I mean, you
I'm
connect with that?
Nope.
Okay. Would you give up, Chris?
I gave up arguing politics on social media.
Oh, I gave that up just because I refuse to talk. You know what? Me and Billy were talking about earlier. I just can't. It's gotten to the point where it's gotten so bad that people. I always said I'll never get to the point where I'll lose a friend because of this. But now it's not even about politics. It's not even about politics anymore. It's just about the fact that if you're that stupid, I don't know if we should be friends anyway.
Yeah, I just thought, you know what? This is my chance to take a step back, and then I'll for 40 days, and maybe it'll stick.
That's that's actually a very thoughtful and good idea.
You gave up politics for?
I gave up arguing politics on social media.
Did you used to? Did you used to jump in there and give your?
You know what? There for a while, I would post a lot of stuff, but then I would also I react to some things, and it's just best for me not to react because I don't have a fucking filter, and so
when it got very very hard going and everybody's going crazy, anybody that would post anything, and this was even the side I was on. The people would post this and they'd write this big long thing, and all of a sudden you see it's a copy and paste, so it wasn't their idea to start with.
Yes, those are the ones that drive me nuts.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they would show memes, stupid ass fucking memes.
Yes.
And finally I got to no politics. I just refuse. I refuse. I just do. I mean,
as far as I'm concerned, if you're copying and pasting, or if you're just generating a meme like that, that tells me you're not smart enough to articulate your own thoughts.
Exactly.
So I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. I agree.
I won't comment on other people's posts.
Yeah, no, God, don't.
Unless I agree with them.
Yeah, okay. I won't even do that. I won't.
I mean, I'm talking like political stuff.
Exactly. I refuse to get.
But I post things.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I mean, I've had plenty of.
Oh yeah, you did something the other day that I actually agreed with quite a bit, but I didn't. I just stay out of it.
I mean, I have some. There's a huge difference between a MAGA douche and someone that voted for Trump.
Yeah.
I know that people want to make those the same thing, but they're not.
Well, there's rhinos. That's the Republican in name only, which means that they might vote for Trump, but they just don't go along with all the other crazy bullshit that goes along with it.
Well, or they're just Republicans and they voted for Trump because he's Republican.
Yeah, that's like, true too. Yeah.
I think there's a lot more of those than there are red hat wearing MAGA freaks running around. But I just think what happens is people want to argue with you now to defend their vote. Like they feel like you're attacking them personally when you attack Donald Trump.
Right.
I don't know how to get rid of that.
Here's what bothers me about all of this is the people get on there and say, you Democrats, you're such sheep, you're such followers. It's like, dude, I've never worn a hat that said Democrat or Biden or Obama or anything, but yet you sit here with the MAGA hat.
Right.
That's about as sheep as you get.
Well, because what they're doing is like, I'm not following a party, I'm voting for Trump.
Yeah.
I'm not a party follower.
Well, that's a sheep. That's a actual,
he's your cult leader.
Yeah, exactly.
But there are there's stuff like him wanting to impose term limits and stuff like. I agree with that shit.
Oh yeah.
But he's such an asshole. You look through, like, I was just watching this thing about Kobe.
Yeah.
And Kobe.
What's that on anyway? Because I want to go home and watch it.
It was HBO. It was a CNN did it.
Oh, okay.
I think it's kind of old.
Yeah.
Anyway, Scoop Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He's a magazines like Slam magazine guy. He's an NBA guy that reported on the NBA. And when Kobe first went to the Lakers when he was 18, he he didn't really fit in anywhere. Like, he would talk to Scoop Jackson was one of the few people he would like talk to. And I guess the thing was, like, he went into practice like going hard all the time, right? And Scoop said that Kobe would talk to him, but he was also cool with his teammates. And he said that at the time, all his teammates would say to him, like, if he wasn't such an asshole, we would all tell him he's the best player on this team, like, including Shaq.
Yeah. Yeah.
If he wasn't such a fucking asshole. And that's kind of what it is with Trump. Yeah. Like, if he wasn't such an asshole, you could find a lot more of things, probably a lot more things you could agree with.
I honestly, my problem is certain offices. I grew up with certain offices. People need to be articulate to a certain point. I'm sorry. I mean, as an entertainer myself, it's like I want to, when I watch somebody, I want to be entertained, and I want to know that I'm comfortable with what they're saying. And I mean, you listen to even Clinton was folksy, but still he was articulate. Obama, about as articulate as they come. This guy is just plain. I don't know if he's stupid or I don't know what it is. He just doesn't. He doesn't come across as having any kind of brains at all. He really does. I mean, here's my thing about MAGA people. If there's any of you out there, I don't mind if you're MAGA. I don't care if you're a guy. I don't care if you pray to him at night. When you're around me,
if you pray to him at night.
When you're around me, let's talk about everything. Let's talk about sports. Let's talk about the weather. Let's talk about, and we'll get along and everything will be fine.
Yeah.
But the first time somebody comes up to me and says, fuck Biden and Trump's going to do this, then I got to cut you off, because I don't believe that, and don't invade my space with that nonsense.
There's just certain things. Just don't ignore factual information is all I ask.
That's all out the window at this point.
Yeah, and that's the problem. People defend. It's going to take a lot longer for somebody to be like, well, I got fooled.
Well, here's the thing. He's rubbed off on all these people to the point where it doesn't matter, because, I mean, you go back 20 years ago when he said, if I was ever to run, I'd run as a Republican because they're idiots. Yeah. It's on film. It's on tape. He said it. Then when he said I could go out in the middle of the street and shoot somebody, nobody cares. He actually said that. Right. So after saying all that, and we know he said it, and it still doesn't matter at this point. So it doesn't matter what he says. And he's rubbed off on everybody else. I was watching today, Carolyn Levitt got up and was saying that Quebec should come to the United States because they have a 50% tax on their people. And a quick Google found out it's not even close. It's 24%. I mean, she just lied right out in front there. How about when Trump said that the transgender mice?
Oh, I heard about that. That's fucking hilarious.
And there was a room, and I'm talking about the Democrats too.
Yeah.
Now, one person, where was that Al Green with his fucking cane then? Get up there and say, what the fuck are you talking? Nobody. They sat there. That Mike Johnson, that little weasel back there, sitting there just grinning. And just somebody say, no, Donnie, that's not it.
What I notice about the transgender argument. The bathroom thing, yada, yada. They never talk about the people that have transitioned from woman to man.
Yeah, because they're not playing sports, I guess.
I've seen, we can pull up pictures of transgender dudes that are bodybuilders that look like the fucking guy on the brawny paper towel fucking package. You want them to go in the women's bathroom. By your rationale, you want that person to go into the women's bathroom because they're biologically a woman. But you don't know that because when you look at them, they look like a man.
Yeah.
Do you think now do you think that someone transitioned from woman to man got that type of gender reassignment surgery so they could go in the men's bathroom and look at dicks.
I mean,
because that's what you're basically saying, that the male to female.
The one I know of that did it was the girl that was a great actress. She was in a movie. She was fantastic, and she's transitioned into a man, and she, she looks fantastic. And I hope she keeps acting. That's the only one I really. The thing that bothers me about all this is you'll have an argument with these people, and then they bring that up. That's the first thing they bring up. That's a big thing, and I want to say, okay, to continue this argument, you need to name 3 people. 3 names of these athletes that you know of. I mean, you could probably name the swimmer, if you're into it, but name 2 more, because in the scheme of this whole world that we're living in,
less than 1%,
less than 1,000th of 1%. You know what I mean? It's like if you can't name them, but that's the hill you're going to die on. You know what I mean? And I'm sorry, but I mean, well, as we know,
well, because you have to find when you know your argument is shallow and stupid, you have to find something in there that's indisputable. So what they do is they go and they basically do this made up scenario of a woman in combat, a man who transitions to woman in combat sports. They'll talk about so and so beating the shit out of this woman.
They talk about the Olympic thing, and once again, you found out that wasn't. Once again, that was a lie. That wasn't correct at all.
And also, there are so many variations of XY chromosomes, and so many different. So we're not just talking about people that have done this on purpose.
No,
we're talking about people that were born this way too. What are they supposed to do?
It makes me cry. It makes me cry what the state has done to these people. It's absolutely.
I've seen
wrong.
There's a great show on Netflix that I think it's new. I just started watching it. It's called You Can't. I think it's called You Can't Ask Me That. I think it's an Australian show.
Yeah.
And all it is straight up people sitting there answering questions. It's groups of people.
Yeah.
Like one of them, they call them, it was carnies.
Yeah.
But in Australia, they call them showies. I think they call them showies.
Yeah.
And
what do they call the little kangaroos that when they're babies?
Joeys.
Joeys. Okay. Joeys and Joeys.
So there's this one dude in the showy episode that I'm telling you, he needs to have a reality show that follows him around. He was hysterical. He was like, I mean, he looked like your American version of a carny.
Yeah.
But he with an Australian accent.
Oh wow! How many teeth?
And like none. He had none.
They always need at least one.
And he so they just pick up these cards, and it's all the taboo questions. Yeah. And so he would pick it up and go, "Oh, this one's a ripper." Oh, how many fucking whatever? How many drugs have you done? Yada yada, whatever.
Have you screwed the bearded lady?
Yeah, 100%. It is fucking hysterical. But they did people that were just different variations of gender, and they described what they described the genitals they were born with.
Oh, really?
Wow. One dude was talking about he had basically like a flaccid penis that had a hole in the shaft that he peed out of. Like, how you don't know where to classify that person. Exactly. And so then they do like some kind of surgery and they decide man or woman. Or they can decide to just remain whatever they are. Whoever they are.
I recently found out about a friend's kid who's in his 30s and recently came out as gay, and you would have never known this guy was gay in a million years. Great kid. I mean, just a wonderful kid. And we're all happy for him, and no big deal. But I sat back and I thought to myself, how miserable his life was up to that point before he came out, and nobody knew it. And I mean, and when you think about that,
having to hide it all that time.
Think about somebody that's transgender. Gay's one thing. Transgender, I can't. I mean, it makes me cry inside thinking about somebody that would go that long, and not only it's not that I don't, but the fact that I don't feel I'm in the right body. I mean, it makes me.
I would think it would be.
It makes me want to cry.
It'd be painful. I mean, I don't feel like I'm in the right body half the time.
I can tell you, I can tell you from experience. Like, I can tell you from experience, my son has transitioned. It wasn't an easy childhood for him, and not because.
Oh my God!
And not because he was mentally ill, as they like to say, or whatever, is because he constantly battled that he wasn't portraying who he should be. And so I'll show you real quick here. This is Tyler. So the only poor thing about him is he's got my looks. So I mean, otherwise, but
without a doubt, wow.
But yeah, I mean,
and see, so by their rationale, Tyler's supposed to go in the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
I mean, like they don't mention that part.
I'll tell you how bad.
You ever noticed that though?
I'll tell you how bad this is. I'll tell you how bad it is, and I've not. Willie, you talked about how lose friends or whatever. Yeah. Tyler went to his mom's reception. His mom got married in Vegas, and he was there last summer to her reception, and went to the restroom, and went to the men's restroom, and a week later she called him and basically told him how embarrassed she was that he used the men's restroom there, and a bunch of her friends came up and told her how embarrassing that was and how shameful that was that Tyler went and used the men's restroom. And
she's your ex-wife?
Yeah. And I told Tyler,
that's why she's your ex-wife.
You need to tell her to go get fucked, because the minute that somebody would have came up to me and told them that they were ashamed of that, I'd have told them to get fucked.
You're exactly right.
Number one, she's fucking lying.
Yeah.
None of her friends came up to her and said they wanted.
He was embarrassed.
You know what, Billy? You're probably
he was embarrassed.
Yeah.
100%.
Nobody said a fucking word.
Yeah.
She was watching him like a hawk the whole fucking night, waiting for some excuse to pick.
Exactly right.
And then maybe in some passive aggressive way, I'll get you to change your mind, so I'll be less embarrassed.
Yeah. Fuck her.
Yeah, that's a thing that I tried very hard not to be the parent that made stuff about me.
Yeah.
Made who my kid is about me.
Yeah.
Like that's like me. That's no different than me being embarrassed that my son's a professional wrestler. Like, why would I be embarrassed about the thing that makes him happy?
Exactly. His passion.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. People say, well, my daughter is now, she's a physician, and my daughter's my daughter teaches girls how to throw a softball.
I mean, I
couldn't be any happier.
The way he conducted himself in public was something that I felt reflected on me.
Yeah.
So, there were things in that respect. Like, I never gave a shit about language. I didn't. It wasn't like I let my kid run around the house cussing, because he didn't. But, I had to make it clear to him that, like, I remember when he was in like first grade, and this was when I was, I was married and had my stepson too, and I used to let them. I told them they could say jackass because it wasn't really a cuss word,
Exactly.
And they had I thought it was so fucking hilarious. Yeah. Oh my god! Yeah. That's the only reason I did it, because I knew it would be fucking so funny. Yeah. So I let him run around saying jackass all the time, but then I explained to him, like, you can't do that at school. When you act this way at school, they're gonna. And it has nothing to do with you being a shitty kid or anything. It's that they are going to make the assumption that I don't give a shit how my kid acts.
The same situation when my daughter was in first grade. I said she could say motherfucker. And, and I remember first day in school, they said, what would you like? She said, I want some motherfucker mac. But, here's the thing. If you're a parent, I mean, and some people I only have one, so I guess, all you want for your child is for them to be happy and content, and you know what I mean? Just be happy and content, and be in your life, be where you want to be, find someone that you can love, that loves you. That's it. I don't care what you're doing as long as it's legal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A rodeo clown, I don't give a fuck. Just be happy and content. That's all I want for my child.
Right.
Yeah. And people that put more on their kids than that, and then the kids grow up and then they're,
they don't talk to him.
Fred Trump had a drink and said, Donald, you better run the world someday and, fucking watch your hairline. A son that's 11 feet tall. That's right.
Well, look at all the businesses where the son just goes and works for the dad.
Yeah.
And it just continues on like that. Like,
yeah, it's always funny. A lot of times I've seen it both ways, but a lot of times you get the kid that just continues whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
My dad was a blacksmith.
Yeah.
I'm a blacksmith. My son's a blacksmith.
That's right.
We're the blacksmiths.
Exactly.
Blacksmith. Out of all of the careers, that's the one you picked. It's like the most random thing ever. Yes.
Well, because I had to go. It's such an old, tell as old as time thing. So I'm thinking, back in the old West, you had to do. Who's going to shoe the horses? Who's going to shoe the horses? Yeah, damn. Listen, I come from a long line of blacksmiths.
Who's going to put the chastity belt on your wife when you leave town?
Guy that came from a long line of blacksmiths. That's who. Who makes all the locks? Got to be a locksmith.
Got to be a locksmith.
I mean, I bet his dad's a locksmith. Who the fuck's going to teach the next locksmith?
Isn't that where names come from? Like people that are named Baker.
They were named after what they did.
They were bakers.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they came over from somewhere. The Jarzima bakery people. They came over from Norway or Sweden or something in some Scandinavian country, and nobody could say their name. So they're like, hey, those are the bakers.
I met a girl from Romania once when I was single. Her name was Ivanka Blojabia. So she's from the Blojabias.
That sounds like a female character in Austin Powers.
Blowjobia. I said, well, how did you come with the name? She said, well, we blowjobs back in the day, and we were the Blowjobias. Oh, be darned.
Yeah, my grandma ran the brothel.
That's right. Exactly.
We're the Blowjobias.
The Blowjobias.
That's what everything. When people started diversifying their skills, that's when everything got shortened to Smith. That's why there's so many Smiths. There's the locksmiths, blacksmiths. You're all just Smiths. You're all fucking white. And
the Blowjobias had a feud with the Handjobias. The Handjobias and the Blowjobias did not like each other.
And it was really too bad because the Handjobias were more equipped for a fight.
Exactly. That's right.
The blowjobias would try to headbutt you.
They would just punch him in the mouth.
There was just
put him out of work.
There was only so many. Yeah. Actually, if they punched him in the mouth, they made them better at their job. It was a rite of passage for the blowjobias. Listen, you go fight a handjobia. So you can get your teeth knocked out and come back and joke's on them.
Yeah, that's right. You jumped up a couple rounds.
End of the day, the handjobbies might win the fight.
Yeah.
But the blowjobbies win the war because everybody pays more for a blowjob.
Better. The handjobbies now broke a couple of fingers, and now
jokes on them.
Now the fingers are all got a cast on it. It doesn't work.
No, all the handjobbies have cerebral palsy. Hey, give her the old two fingers.
The old two-finger handjobia.
It looks like one of the grabber hands that you use to grab stuff that's up high. They're just
where you go. Oh God. I know we're more intelligent than this. We gotta get better.
No, we're just here to have fun.
Okay.
Nobody's gonna tune in to listen to our commentary on the fucking Trump administration. Neither one of us really know what we're talking about. Like, really, at the end of the day, we're just as guilty as any. I mean, I am.
I've a long time. I've actually put money into an account, IRA account, and everything. But I refuse to call the guy that's got the handle of my money
to find out what's going on.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
I just don't want. I'm just going to ride this fucker out, see what happens. So.
Yeah, you just hope it comes back.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I mean, I don't know. We're in the greatest country in the entire world, so what the fuck?
Are we?
I don't know.
That's what I mean.
I would love to move to the land of blowjobia.
I'm telling you. But I mean, maybe that is part of what makes us
the island of fellatio.
If you're in a fucking, if you're one of the blowjobias, that's all you're ever gonna be.
That's right.
You know, at least here, you can go get your name. You know, like name reassignment, and you don't have to be a blowjobia anymore.
You know, they come.
You're like, I always identified as a hand jobia.
You know, the blowjobias come from the island of fellatio.
I heard that. I heard that.
Right next to the island of
Cunnilingus.
I never could say that. Say it again.
You can't say cunnilingus?
No. Cunnilingus?
No.
Say it again.
Cunny. Can you say cunny? Cunny.
Cunnilingus?
Lingus.
Are you sure that's how you say it?
Yeah, cunnilingus.
Okay.
Or cunnilingus. Depends on who you're talking to, you know? It's like creek or crick.
That's right.
Cunnilingus or cunnilingus. It's like Missouri or Missouri.
Missouri. That's right. It's Des Moines or Des Moines.
It's Miami, Florida, or Miami, Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's right. Or Miami.
That's something I still don't understand is the whole making letters make sounds they don't make.
Take about Iowa. There's a town in Iowa called Nevada.
Yes, which is spelled exactly like Nevada.
This next week to Nevada.
Right.
It's spelled exactly the same.
But here's the thing about, at least with Nevada versus Nevada, you're not making the letters make sounds that aren't in their repertoire.
Okay.
There's a long A and a short A in there. Either way you do it.
Yeah.
You just reverse them is all.
Okay.
Yeah. But
which one do you like better?
I'm talking about Nevada. Okay. Nevada. But like people that are from Missouri say Missouri.
Yeah.
And there is no form of I that makes a short A sound. Yeah. You don't get to just change the way letters sound. That's what.
You know any comics from Nolans?
Nolans.
Yeah, I mean that's Louisville.
But see, that's an accent thing. I feel like that's not a purposeful mispronunciation.
You just don't like people from Missouri anyway.
That ain't that. I love Kansas City.
Yeah, I do too.
But like, yeah, maybe that's what it is too. With maybe it's a South, Missouri. And
let me ask you a question. Let's say you were born back in the mid 1800s. Would you have been a Confederate or a Yankee?
I think I would have definitely been all about the states' rights.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't about slavery. It was about states' rights.
You ever watch?
Never mind that slavery was mentioned like 30 times in the Declaration of War.
Did you watch The Righteous Gemstones?
I do. I love it. Did you see this latest episode of the Civil War thing? What the fuck is going on?
They're talking about Elias Gemstone, the first guy, and so where they came from, their religious thing.
Yes.
To find out this guy was a fucking murderer and had nothing to do with religion.
But it looks like he's gonna have a religious experience though, as a result.
Yeah, and he killed people along the way.
Yeah,
I mean, it's really
well because Jesus didn't preach to the he wanted the criminal, he wanted the crook,
exactly,
or whatever. But anyway,
but yeah, you look at him and you're thinking, okay,
I feel like if you just took my personality now and put it in that,
yeah, but you're a very urban kid though. I mean, I see you siding with.
I would have probably been a Yankee.
You think so?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't have been pro-slavery.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, I got confused, but yeah, definitely. You would have definitely been a Yankee. I'd have been a Yankee too.
I don't know. I think it was proximity. I mean, if I lived in the South, I probably would have thought differently.
Exactly. It's how you grow up. Because I think about myself, and I think I don't have a prejudice bone in my body, but it's because I was raised around people that. Well, on the other hand, I was raised around a lot of Italian guys that were very prejudiced.
Well, think of it this way.
Yeah.
You are in the South and you own slaves, right?
Mm-hmm.
and you've got a plantation, you're a cotton farmer,
Yeah.
whatever, they're out picking cotton for you. Now, and that's that's your livelihood, that's your business, right? Now, let's say you own a toothpick factory, right?
Okay.
And you've got this machine that can cut 1,000,000 toothpicks every half hour.
Yeah.
Now some federal regulation comes down, says you can't use that machine anymore. And you got to pay manual labor. You got to pay people to cut these toothpicks 4 times as much money as it costs you to run that machine.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially what people in the South were looking at slavery as.
Yeah. Yeah.
They were essentially saying the federal government was coming in and saying you can't use this machine anymore because it was free labor.
Yeah.
So they're thinking it's just like a tariff.
Yeah.
It's just like imposing a tariff.
There you go.
They're just going, fuck me. I'm not going to be able to make any money now.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to either go pick this cotton myself, or I'm going to lose half my profits paying someone else to pick this cotton. Because right now, all I got to do is throw them a fucking piece of fruit every once in a while.
My wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I got, a few little mixed kids running around.
Sure. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'm the pappy. But,
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, and that's why I could see myself, if you placed me in the South in the 1800s, and I was a plantation owner, maybe I treated my slaves really well.
Yeah.
And also the culture, and this is what people are talking about when they talk about systematic racism.
Yeah.
How long has it taken us to even think a black person can be as educated just out of the gate? Yeah. From the assumption, like I can remember up until recently, people saying black quarterbacks couldn't play in the NFL because they weren't smart enough.
Black coaches.
Yeah,
I mean,
because they weren't smart enough.
I know.
And all that came from way the fuck back then when you didn't, because if you educated them, they could escape the plantation.
Now, let me ask you a question, because you grew up on the north side, and I'm a little bit older, but I can remember and this is the early 60s, because my brother went to Dowling. They had a shortstop that played for them. It was a black guy. His name is Bobby Randall. He was a great shortstop. Great kid. And my brother was the second baseman. And I can remember in the early 60s, as a little kid, seeing Bobby Randall. And it never occurred to me ever, because my parents never made it, he would come to the house, he would hang out with Frankie. It was never, the race thing was never anything, nothing at all. And then I went to Brody in the late 60s, and there was a couple kids on the basketball team that were black. It was so weird because I grew up, I don't know if I grew up sheltered or what, or if I was just lucky, but that was never, because you're talking about times when this is when Mississippi burning was going on. You know what I mean? It was never, ever, I never, ever came across any kind of racing. I remember these black
people. You didn't see it because there wasn't enough people to bring it to your attention.
I guess not. They would come over our house, they played ball, my parents,
everything.
It was never a thing. Now growing up where you did, you were around a lot more black people than I was. Was it a thing? Did you know that something was, okay, this isn't right, or?
What do you mean?
Well, could you feel tension around? Not even tension between you.
Yeah, well, it was weird. What we always say about like North High, was that if you looked at all the other city schools, they would have some racial issues and stuff. We didn't really have them because none of us had any money. Yeah, and I've always said things are more economic than they are.
Well, Dowling High School was
anyway.
We had a lot of money, and we
didn't
have that
and so I think in your case, probably it wasn't a thing because those two black kids weren't a threat. Yeah, there wasn't enough of them.
You're probably right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So as soon as there was enough for it to incite a little bit of fear, that's when you would see, shit happen. But I look back on things where, we would have a friend or two that would be like in any situation, like the only black guy.
Yeah.
And we'd all be making all these racial jokes and shit. Sure. and they, they'd be laughing along with us and blah blah blah. And I remember guys thinking, guys, see that dude's cool.
Yeah.
Like, oh, because he lets you fucking.
Yeah.
Because he lets you fucking call him the N-word and shit.
Billy,
and so I look back on that and I think to myself, first of all, that dude could have wiped the floor with at least half of us.
Yeah.
But also, like, what else? What choice did he have?
You know what, Billy? You and I have been on the other side of that as comedians because we both played the black rooms before.
Yeah.
And we both know. I mean,
what it's like to be the only person.
Yes,
yeah.
And you keep it. I mean, you keep it centered inside of you, just like a black guy would with a bunch of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's always inside you. There's always that. Oh, did I ever tell you about the show I did in Magnolia Bluffs in Natchez, Mississippi? Natchez, Mississippi. A friend of mine owned a.
You look racist when you say that.
Not just
the way your fucking mouth moves to say. Yeah, you can't even say that town without racism oozing out of your pores. Not like all of a sudden your whole face changed. Everything is not nauseous, Mississippi.
Well, listen to what I did here. You'll appreciate this. The guys, Kevin Preston owned the casino, and there's an Italian kid, Joey DeFazio, was living down there. And so they invite me down to do the show. He said, I want you to open for somebody. So I go down there. I walk into the casino. Nothing but black people. I mean, nowhere, no whites. And I see Kevin. And
bullshit! There's at least 4 fat white girls.
Yeah, couple girlfriends.
Yeah, don't be.
So he tells me, I want you. It's an outdoor concert. He said, I want you to open for this rapper. I never heard of this rapper, black rapper. I go out and there's
what It was a black rapper.
Black rapper. It wasn't Eminem, and it wasn't Vanilla.
Well, because if it was Eminem, it wouldn't have been a crowd of black people.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, he says, I want you to just 20, 30 minutes in front of him. And so I go out there, 1,000 people, they're all black. And I get out there and I start just doing my act, and it's going okay. And finally somebody heckles me in the front row. And I do what I do. I went after him. Next thing I know,
you're killing.
Yeah, they're pounding the table, they're doing all the goofy shit. And so I do like 25 minutes, and it's fantastic. So the other night comes now. Joey and Kevin are standing over here, the only other white people, and they're watching me. And I looked down there and I said, I've never had so much fun in my life, which I didn't. And I said, I need to take a picture of this for my wife. And said, oh, she's not going to believe that I did the show in front of this many African Americans. So I turn around with the camera, and at this time I'm thinking to myself, let's just see. And I go, okay, I'm going to do a selfie. So I turn the camera, and all of a sudden I turn around and go, you guys got to smile or something, because I can't. And there was that brief second
pin drop.
I'm going to get killed.
Yeah.
And they went nuts. It was one of those things I thought, this is either I'm going to die.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right.
Or the most
we're going to find out.
And I know you've had those situations.
Oh, man.
When working for blacks and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Out of all the black guys you work with, Tony Rock, blacks, and who's the funnest crowds you work with?
Ooh.
Because are they different crowds? Are Tony Rock's crowds different than Michael Blackson's?
Well, I don't want to say an urban crowd is an urban crowd. Yeah. But I mean, it wasn't just those guys. It was the Funny Bones and Improvs were putting me on urban shows with everybody, like Ari Spears, Michael Collier.
How was he all right? I see videos of him, and he seems fine, except for the time when he was on with Corey Holcomb and the guy punched him out.
I actually worked with him the next week.
Really?
Like 3 days after that happened.
And what did he talk about it at all?
I didn't bring it up.
Yeah.
I never said shit.
You saw what happened.
Yeah, somebody else brought it up.
He was drunk, and then Mo Williams went after him.
Somebody brought it up outside the club, and Aries just all right, like
if people listening, go look up Corey Holcomb, Ari Spears, and watch him get punched.
But Aries got a lot better over the years. He, for a long period of time, was really shitty. He was known for it, like being like shitty to the staff and stuff, and
he's
like
very
and he would always go really long, and
best Tony Soprano impression in the business.
But yeah, I mean he just got better, and I feel like cracked him a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I would almost, by about the third or fourth time I worked with him, I would just force myself on him.
Yeah.
Like, because he'd go to fucking TGI Fridays by the hotel and
Yeah.
sit at the bar by himself. And I'm like, fuck that. And I go sit at the bar with him and talk shit.
Yeah.
And then eventually it got to where he kind of liked me a little bit,
That's
you know?
cool. Yeah.
And so then he'd open up and he just softened up. He's, from what I hear from staff and stuff, is he's gotten way better in that regard.
How was the show?
He's fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic comic.
Yeah.
And he always was liked what I did and was complimentary of me. But, you know, he said some of the coolest stuff to me because he was one of those guys that like he kind of wanted a wide opener, but he also at the same time didn't seem to really like white people.
Yeah, I can see that.
So it was a weird thing, but me and my buddy Tom Dustin, he's a Boston comic. He lives in Florida now.
I know that name.
Oh, he's fucking the best. Oh God, I love Tommy Dustin. And somebody's making a movie about him right now, actually.
Really?
Yeah. I think Joe List is making a movie about him, like a documentary about him.
Okay.
Just that he's just an interesting guy. He just had an interesting life. Anyway, they would call me and Tom the Aries Whisperers.
Because you could get to
Because he liked us.
Yeah.
And he would tell us the same shit.
Yeah.
Like he liked us because I think this was designed to be a shot at another comic. But he was like, he goes, if you can just go up there and be a white dude and make my crowd laugh, then you're doing something. Then you're talented.
That's true.
He's like, I can't stand.
You didn't cater to him.
Yeah, he goes, I can't stand these dudes that go up and fool them.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, he talks like us. He's like us. Like he's not. You're not like us.
You were Gary Owens.
Yeah, and I think that's who the shot was at.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Without saying.
Well, although Gary Owens is very funny.
Yeah. But he didn't say Gary Owen.
Yeah.
He just, I think that was what he was alluding to. But I don't know. But yeah, and so I can't say that anybody's crowds were my favorite. Tony's just my favorite.
Yeah, he's your buddy anyway.
Tony's my dude. Yeah.
He's done podcasts with you before.
Yeah, and Michael, I'm actually better friends with Michael's road manager than I am Michael.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Michael's great, but if I wanted him to do the podcast, he'd probably charge me $500 or something.
Yeah. Someone's got to pay for them coats with the dead.
Right. Aries. I don't have Aries' phone number. Yeah. I don't have. You know who wanted the sweetest guy was Michael Collier. Michael Collier is one of the sweetest human beings.
He's old school too.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like you, man. He's dressed to the nines. Like he's showing up in fucking fur coat and I mean he is literally the sweetest dude. I'm trying to think. There was I had a great time with Capone. I've opened for Capone a couple of different times. Yeah, he was selling Capotion. This motherfucker I'm convinced he was going to Sam's Club and buying a big ass fucking thing of Lubriderm and taking 3 different colored empty bottles at Dollar Tree and putting lotion in each one of them, putting a different sticker on each one. Like this one's for leg pain. This one's for what? And dude, he's literally, it was like he was selling a skincare line after the show.
Merch, motherfucker. That's what it's about.
And he had some other thing that I feel like it, man, I swear to God, if I didn't know any better, I would say it was a fucking cheerleader outfit. He would have it in the, like in the plastic, and it was like a full tracksuit. I can't remember.
And then he would sell that?
Yeah, he was selling some crazy shit. Damn. But he was great because he's the one, when my son was 14, I took him with me to Kansas City and I was opening for Capone, and he was cool as fuck to my son. And, let my son come in the green room and shit. So
there you go.
Yeah, I mean, there's I can't say anybody's crowd, but because at the time that I was working with those guys, mostly it wasn't necessarily their crowd.
They weren't draws to the point of where they were coming.
Yeah, I mean, people were coming to see them somewhat specifically, but not totally.
I'm trying to think of it in Des Moines who does. I mean, does Dio Hughley draw his own crowd?
Not anymore. He's one of them. That's the problem, is we don't realize it because we live here. We think there's plenty of minorities.
There really isn't.
There really isn't. Like, Des Moines is so predominantly white, it's not even funny.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when D.L. Hughley comes and sells out, chances are he doesn't sell out next year because everybody's like, I already saw him. Their urban population isn't large enough. He'll sell out in Philly every single time.
He keep doing it too.
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Yeah. He'll sell out in big ass cities. A lot of guys.
Gotcha.
And so I think that's kind of your step one, really, is selling out in a big ass city where there's enough people that know you to sell out. And then you got to grow from that. Because, I mean, you can sell out your hometown, but that's not even easy.
Okay. Chris,
we got a comment. We got a question from Sean Clinton. Who is the most famous person you both have in your phones?
Well, how famous are they right now? I got Nikki Glazer. Is she the most famous?
I would say she's pretty high up there right now.
She actually still answers my texts and shit. A lot of the fucking famous guys don't talk to me anymore.
I mean, like Rodney Carrington. I don't know. I mean, I don't. I had David Brenner. I had his number when he was alive. I mean,
I got Bert Kreischer's number. I got Tom Segura.
Yeah, well, shit. You got a lot more than I do.
But
you know what's so funny is all these years
I don't talk to anybody regularly though. You know what I mean?
I never.
It's not like they're like my friends.
I never was.
They are, but
all the years I was doing this, and I used to open. I mean, I had the Smothers Brothers and Tiny Tim, and I mean Jay Leno. All these people I worked with, I never took the time to even take a picture or get a number. It was, I mean, I never thought about it as a networking thing. You know
I've hardly taken any pictures with anybody.
You know,
like there's
Gladys Knight and the Pips. I opened for the Temptations, Beach Boys. I never even thought to take a picture with these people or get to know them. I mean, I just went and did my gig and I left. I mean, that's the way I always was.
You got somebody's number in your phone, though.
Oh, I'm sure there's somebody. I can't remember. I got Jim Zoppel's number still. I keep that. I mean,
is the voicemail still the same?
I still got Jim Zoppel's voicemail. Yeah.
Let's take a break. Why don't you think about it, Willie? This is a good time for a break. You think about who's the most famous person in your phone.
We're in an hour here.
And then we'll come back, and I've got 4 topics. I got some Reddit. I've got that's right.
Chris went hard.
That's right. So, all right, let's get a break. We'll get a word from our sponsors, from the AKC Andrew Downs Marketing Studios, from Revelton Distilling Company, Greenberry Realty, and Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com.
In 2023, a crack Green Beret named Dan Douglas retired his military command and promptly escaped to a full-time career in real estate. Today, this man is wanted by home buyers and sellers who want to survive the process without spending a fortune. If you have a home to sell or want to buy one, maybe you can hire Dan Douglas at Green Beret Realty. You can find him at greenberetrealty.com. greenberetrealty.com. Whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing your home, or if it's simply time to renovate the one you're already living in, you need an experienced mortgage professional to help you analyze your financing options and to make sure the closing goes smoothly. And that's exactly what you get when you call Kyle Lehman at Wintrust Mortgage. Kyle's experience and expertise, coupled with Wintrust's rates and programs, ensures you'll get the mortgage that's right for you. You may even qualify for down payment assistance. Before you reach out to a realtor, call Kyle and get pre-qualified, empowering you to start shopping for the home of your dreams. Call Kyle at 515-473-0546. Kyle Lehman, Wintrust Mortgage. 515-473-0546.
Tell me he didn't fucking.
All right. All right, Willie.
We got
Who's the most
105
famous
we got 105 eyeballs right now and one like.
Yeah, is that bad?
That's
That's bad. You're walking life at least so we know that don't hate the show.
Smash that like button. Smash
your like button.
smash that like button.
all right. First topic is I'm just going to play this video without any prompting, and I want to get your initial reaction. We'll just play it that way, and we'll go from there.
Hi.
Oh, it's the police. They came for real.
Yeah, we have to just come check, make sure everything's okay.
Hey, what you do?
Did you call the police?
Oh, I read about this today. Is this the 4-year-old? Yeah.
So is that why you're upset?
That's why I didn't get the ice cream.
It's so hard to yell at them.
A police, yeah.
So no calling 911 unless it's a real emergency, okay?
What do you call for? I ate his ice cream. You ate his ice cream?
Mommy has to go to jail.
Should we take her to jail for eating your ice cream?
Yes.
I agree.
I would let you arrest me.
I agree. Now she's gotta go get you new ice cream? Like this. Click, go, push. Put her in handcuffs. All right, put the other one on her.
I have never been in handcuffs before.
Yeah, you call us when you need us.
When you need
Yes.
us, you give us a call. We'll be right here, okay?
Oh,
Sir?
Okay.
let's not take mom to jail next time, okay? Okay.
Did they go get her ice cream?
How much trouble would you have gotten in if you called the
Did you see? So this is what happened, Willie.
Chris, you know my family. You know my family.
Yes.
You're not fucking calling the cops. Are you nuts? What are you, snitch? Get out of here.
So this fucking kid, his mom ate his ice cream.
Yeah.
He's 4 years old. So he called 911. And said they need to come and get his mom and take her to jail.
Well, you know what? God bless that kid. I like that kid. Like the snitch. He's a fucking snitch.
Oh, that is fucking
Oh
hysterical.
my God. No, my family, are you kidding me? You're dead. My dad
Well,
would be over there right now.
fuck, you saw it was a black woman. You're lucky she's not dead.
That's right.
Fuck, soon she opened the door, they'd be like, "You ate his ice cream!" Pop, 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 pop.
Take your ass to Kmart and beat the fuck out
Your ice cream's now safe, son.
of
Willie, serious question.
God
You
damn
ever,
Willie.
did you ever, when you were younger, ever like go to your dad and try to tell on your brother or whatever? And did you get in more trouble for snitching?
Oh, we learned as children, no, you don't know. You don't rat on fucking nobody. You take care, you handle things. That's what it was. You don't rat on nobody. You don't say nothing to nobody. Nothing to nobody. Whatever you see, you fucking keep it to yourself.
My parents like, if you see something, say something. My little brother called 911.
Father was alive. You know, this new thing they got that elf on the shelf. You know where the elf around. Because elf will tell you what you're doing if you're being naughty or nice.
Yeah.
Elf on a shelf in my house. That's elf in a coffee can at the bottom of Grace fucking.
Yeah,
you fucking snitch.
That elf would have had a fucking X on his mouth and over his eyes and shit.
What'd your brother do now?
My brother called 911 when he was little.
And what happened?
They just called back,
Oh,
if I remember right. But then
And that's why Doges took their jobs.
This is actually, now that I think about it, this is one of the essential moments of my character building. This is I've been a fucking stand-up guy since I was probably fucking 8 years old. So my little brother calls 911, and my parents want to know who did it, and no one would fess up. And this was Easter was coming up.
Yeah.
Like Easter Sunday, it might have been Saturday. And I remember my parents saying like there was going to be no Easter egg hunt. There's going to be no Easter. Well, I knew my little brother did. I knew I didn't do it.
Yeah.
And I was fairly certain my older sister didn't do it.
Yeah.
And my little brother apparently was old enough to lie, but young enough that nobody think of, Anyway, I went into my parents' room and told them that I did it.
You jumped on the grenade.
I jumped on the fucking grenade because I didn't want him not get my fucking Easter egg. And look, at
bitch, I'm gonna get my chocolate. Yeah. I'm gonna get my chocolate.
And the funny thing about it is, like, they would like. I remember my parents, because we weren't religious.
Yeah.
But they used the fuck out of the holidays, man. Like, you ever fucking heard of anybody saying the Easter Bunny's watching? Nobody ever fucking said the Easter Bunny. No. My parents told you the Easter Bunny is watching you.
None of the Good Friday and Jesus died and resurrected. None of that.
Fuck no. There was no He is risen, which would have scared the piss out of me anyway.
The only part of religion that Bill got was the guilt part. That's the only.
100%. Except I felt guilty about the Easter Bunny. Oh shit! The Easter Bunny just saw me jerk off. The Easter Bunny saw me fuck that wrestling buddy.
Oh my god!
It's gonna happen
many times.
I once
we need to bring that up every show.
The wrestling buddy.
I once told my sister that when I was younger, she wouldn't push me on the swing. I wanted her to push me on a swing. I said, well, I'm going to go inside and I'm going to tell my dad that you're smoking out here then if you push me on a swing. Wow. And she wouldn't push me. So I went in there and told my dad that he was smoking or she was smoking out there. And I remember him going, I swear to fuck, if I find one cigarette butt out there, I will beat your ass. And years later, my sister Dee's like, well, fuck, I knew I was fucked because he smokes out there all the time and flicks his ashes everywhere. God knows he's going to find one out there. Sure enough, man, she got her ass beat.
Oh, fucking Chris.
No, I mean, right. I grew up. I seriously grew up. Not you didn't snitch on nothing. Nobody, nowhere.
No snitching. All right.
Here's the thing, though. This is how much of a stand-up guy I was. I told my parents, I didn't do it. I just want to take the punishment so that we can still have Easter. I was like, whatever the punishment's going to be, I'll just take it.
And was there any punishment?
No.
I like it.
All right.
I was ready to take an ass whooping.
So another unseen, I'm going to show this, but I'm going to prompt you. I want you to take a look at this, and I want you guys to use your comedic brains here.
Oh, shit.
Pick a name for a movie that this scene is from. So imagine this picture. Try to come up with a funny movie for this based off this picture. You ready?
Gobble gobble jihad.
King Kong turkey. What's a one fucking movie I'm thinking about?
Turkzilla.
No, what was the movie where with Will Smith?
Oh, The Book of Eli.
No, not the book. What would you call it?
Pilgrim's Sweet Revenge. Or it wouldn't be the Pilgrim's Revenge.
Turkey 9/11. Yeah.
Turkey 9/11.
It looks like to me. This is not one of the towers on the left.
Never forget.
Yeah.
Wow. No Thanksgiving.
Let's read some of the comments here. Gobzilla,
that's a good one.
Cockzilla. Yeah. Thanksgiving the Revenge. Thanksgiving 2, Electric Boogaloo. Black Friday came early this year. None of those are good.
Yeah, it's not that. It's honestly, it's not that easy.
No, it's not.
Like I was looking for. You would think something would just jump out at you with that, but it's like
Godzilla. It's about as close as, but no.
I like Gobble Gobble Jihad.
Yeah.
I do too. That was actually
That would be, and that would be the second movie to Turkey 9.
Okay, well, see, look at the soldier guy. Kind of looks like he's like a Civil War. Like he doesn't. He looks like that's why I said Gobble Gobble Jihad. He looks like a fucking really poor. Looks like a Taliban soldier or something.
Yippee-yi-yo-ki-yay, fucking turkey. You want yams with that?
Yeah, fuck. It's just.
It's a hard one.
Yeah, I thought that.
It's not an easy night.
Makes it look like we can't do our job.
I know. I was a little disappointed you guys couldn't come up with something.
Fuck off. Jihad was good. Gobble Gobble Jihad.
Fuck off, Jihad.
That would at least be the tagline.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
They like you did whatever the title of the movie is, like Osama bin Turkey. And then it just says Gobble Gobble Jihad. In the fucking
This
preview.
reminds me of that Team America World Police.
Yeah.
Where he's like,
Team
I'll put
America, fuck yeah.
I'll put a jihad on you.
Dude, that fucking movie is hysterical.
It's so great.
I saw that.
You never saw it? You need to watch it. You'll laugh
that's-
your balls off.
Yeah, Willie,
You will laugh
love that
your
movie.
balls. Team America World Police is so good.
Team America World Police.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's those guys are. Have you heard
You
the
need a
backstory?
montage.
Have you ever heard the backstory of when that studio signed them to make that movie, and they told them that it was going to be all marionettes and whatever, and the producers wanted to see a screening of some of the stuff, so they fucked around with them and made this shitty ass film with these terrible fucking puppets, and that's what they showed it to them, and they seriously thought that that's what they were paying for.
Who are
It's
the voices?
it's the guys that do South Park, right?
Yeah, it's all it's all Trey or Matt Parker and Trey Stone or Trey
Which,
Stone and Matt Parker.
if we're talking about how great those guys
Parker
are,
and Matt Stone.
have you ever seen the movie Basketball?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that movie is so good too.
No, they're fucking brilliant.
You know, it just occurred to me by looking. I look like an older, whiter Eazy-E.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you do a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Eazy-E had vertigo and lived past his.
Cruising down the street in my 8.5. You did just turn 69, my favorite number.
That's right. Favorite sensei number.
I'll never grow out of that shit.
No.
I'd be the funny guy with my
You know, it's
softball
funny, 'cause you're
jersey.
only 44, 40?
6.
It's funny to think of you. I won't see it. I'll be dead by then. But you at 69, how funny is that going to be?
I might not make it that far.
Well,
I don't know. We'll see.
That's depressing.
I'm fucking ridden hard and put away wet.
Speaking of that, next topic.
That's the thing. Like, Willie's been a comic 20 years longer than 20 plus years longer. I'm at like 25.
Yeah.
So you're at
15 years long.
14. You're
14,
15. So you're at 40.
Yeah.
I'm at 25. You're at 40. So I would venture to say I have more wear and tear.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the years, honey. It's the mileage.
Yeah.
It's not the years. It's the mileage.
All
All
right,
right.
cars. I would be like an older Cadillac. I'd be like maybe or a Lincoln, like the one that was in Entourage.
You'd be the fucking Cadillac that only got driven to church on Sundays.
Or the Lincoln in Entourage, and you're Mater from Cars.
I'm happy to turn in your trailer park.
All right. Next topic.
next
As a man If you had a chance to have 2 or more wives, would you do it?
No, that was quick.
2 or more?
Yes.
I couldn't only have 2. I'd have to have like 5.
I am so madly in love.
Couldn't stop it too.
April 29th will be me and my wife's 30th anniversary, and no one even comes close to her.
Spoken like a man who's afraid she'll listen.
Like, there's no way she hears this.
We're way too deep into the podcast for her to be listening at this point.
Here's the deal.
But no, even let's say I'm not even married to her. No, why? Why would you? Who would want more than one wife? Who would want one wife?
I think 5 would be a good number.
5, you'd be like that. What do they call it?
The
polygamy.
But what's the name of that show that they have?
I don't know.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. With the Cody guy or whatever. Sister wives.
Yeah.
Sister wives.
Sister wives.
Well, see,
and so
here's the thing.
Each one have their own deal that they would do with you?
Right. I would have to have, like, maybe even like let one be in charge.
So,
you know?
So manager.
Yeah.
Okay, I like
so like she ultimately gets to make, like, she's kind of the main wife.
Mm-hmm.
But she might just get, it's almost like I'd have 5 wives for her benefit just as much as mine.
Yeah.
Right? That's how you spin it.
So
that's how you get it.
You got that one real young one for just the sesame, right?
Yeah, like you get the wife that's in charge, and then she delegates.
Yeah.
So okay, so that reminds me. Have you ever seen the movie Big Love on HBO?
That's what I was talking about.
With Bill Paxton.
With Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
That's exactly how that's set. That's exactly how that's set up. Jeannie Triplehorn is his first wife, and she pretty much runs the house and kind of
because she's like, I don't feel like going to Blowjobia today.
Yeah, she's not from Blowjobia.
I'm not from Blowjobia, but this the third wife. She's from Blowjobia.
Ivanka's from Blowjobia.
Yeah, and then the other wife is from Handjobia.
That's right. That's right.
And so you get Handjobia and Blowjobia. That's right. And then maybe
he had 3 wives. He had 3 wives. So where's
then you have Buttjobia.
I was going to say anal jobia, but you're more direct.
Yeah, I'm more direct. How's that more direct than anal jobia?
That's jobia. That's jobia.
And then then
how about you, Chris?
Job. There's what job?
Oh God, no. God, no. No. Sorry, I don't have that kind of time or energy.
Well, the point is, the circumstances would have to be right.
Yeah.
Like,
do they all got to be hot, or do you only need a few to be hot?
They all need to serve a purpose. Yeah. But like, also, I have to be in complete control. Like, I have to be like a cult leader, like the fucking guy. What's his name? Be sweet and pray, or whatever that fucking guy was. Be sweet, pray, obey. That fucking guy.
See, my thing.
So like, I would have to be like the worst person in the world. Yeah. And they would have to do whatever I said and have no individuality or no anything. Like, everything has to be what I want.
See, no, I want all the girls
to be
like girls from the 60s.
The only way it can work.
Yeah. I want them all to be like girls from the 60s. Like, so some of my girls have to be like Ginger and Marianne from Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The one in charge has to look like Mrs. Hathaway from the Beverly Hillbillies. Who, when she takes the glasses off and puts the hair down. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And then also what do you call it? One of the girls from the Munsters, Willie from Munsters.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. Who you got? Who are your people? What do they look like?
Well, my number one wife was Selma Hayek.
Oh,
yeah.
And so
then where do you go from there?
That's the thing. I marry Selma Hayek. I really don't need 5 wives, especially if Selma Hayek goes to Blowjobia on a regular basis. I think our honeymoon would be to Blowjobia or the island of Cunnilingus. But
we need a map. We need a map for Billy and Willie's work.
all of our Blowjobia island, Handjobia, Cunnilingus.
That's right. So that's it.
There's our T-shirt right there. There's our T-shirt right there.
Yeah, I mean,
those are all right by Florida. Florida looks like it.
100%. And then we have to. I don't know. So I think you would have to have. The only reason you would need all those wives is if you had like a whole bunch of kids. I think that's kind of the thing with them. With that religion, it's just they have a million fucking kids, and you just can't expect one woman to keep track of all of them.
You know, as you get older as a man, you find that there's, I mean, like sex is not, that's not a big part. I mean, you get to be my age. I just want a good night's rest, and I want some good food, and I want something to watch that'll keep my mind interested, like some kind of show. Sex is, you can throw sex in there every once in a while, but it's not a big thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, the wives, I mean, maybe one wife that's a chef, maybe one wife that knows how to run, I don't know, Roku. I mean, I don't know. I mean, just
knows how to share over Facebook.
So at your age, then what if one of them, hey, let's say hand job you?
Yeah, hand job you.
She just sits next to you with her hand in your pants.
Yeah,
and that's it. Nothing else. She just,
but not all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it's like how you'll be like reclined in a chair and you'll just have your hands down your pants.
Yeah, like Al Bundy.
Yeah, like Al Bundy.
Yeah.
Like she just does that for you.
You know what? There you go. Okay, we can put her in.
Put her in there just to.
But she's no more important than the lady in the kitchen. I'll tell you that
All
right
right.
now. Okay, so
No.
burrito or
This is what I feel like it would be like. I don't know if you guys remember this old commercial from Bud Light. This is what I feel like.
Oh, really?
Here's one. What's that?
That guy looks like BT.
Yeah.
A beautiful woman, an endless supply of butter.
Not anymore.
Yeah, another beautiful woman.
It's an Angel Reese.
Hey, Sam.
You gotta paint the hut. Not until he builds the raft. He said he built the raft yesterday. My mama told me not to get stranded with you.
Oh, I got to work on my fantasies. Fresh.
Now, see, that's why you got to have 5. Just like I said, 2. That's exactly what you get with 2.
You need one. Yeah.
If you have 5,
to keep the other 2 away from you.
Yeah. If you have 5, that bitch paints the garage.
That's right.
One of them. It's all about being king of the castle at that point. You're just like. You're like a king with 5 court jesters, but they're not there to make you laugh. They're there to service.
So you're saying we need 5? Maybe you call Elon Musk. You call Doge in because maybe you don't need 5.
Maybe that'd be wasteful.
Maybe you're being wasteful. Maybe you can get it down to 3.
You can get it done with 3 wives.
You don't know. You can get down to 3. Call Doge.
Fair enough.
I would picture it like Coming to America.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, when he's got the bathers and fucking all that shit.
Arsenio was digging all that shit. He only wanted someone to give him a bath.
I just remember a moment where he like when he goes in to talk to James Earl Jones and he's like, "Do you have sex with your bathers?" I do. The royal penis is clean, sir.
All right, we got to get out of here.
Is it? Oh, I thought you had one more thing.
Nope, that's it.
All right then.
We'll save the next one for next time.
Oh, so we do have another one.
I will be in Vegas next week, so I'll try to make it work. So we can do it.
We'll make it work.
We need to try to get him a Yeti.
I need a microphone. Yeah, something good.
Yeah, baby. Well, it was great to have you back in the actual workshop, Willie.
Because Briggs here.
Yeah, and that's true.
Someday we got to interview Briggs. He's asleep down on the floor. But
we do need to do that thing where our kids come on here.
Yeah.
Reverend Ray says Bert Kreischer's coming to Wells Fargo. It was just announced by KCCI. There's your chance, Billy. Get him on a pod.
Yeah.
See, now that right there, that's a perfect example of what happens, right? So there was a time where Bert would call me just to tell me happy birthday.
Yeah.
Like now he comes to town and I don't hear from him.
Right.
So like it's just that's the way the shit goes, you know.
Exactly.
At some point, you know, I'm sure I'll get a chance to hang out and talk to him at some point.
Well, it's one of those deals where you see people that are famous after a while and you don't think and then when you see him, I remember I worked with Drew Carey one time a long time ago, and I remember one time he was at Caesar's Palace and I was with my brother-in-law and I thought, I'm just going to call. He probably won't even remember me. Couldn't have been any nicer. He invited me to the show. We went out afterwards to drank. You know, so you just never know. On the other hand, I mean, that's great. But on the other hand, it could be like, hey, dude, I ain't got fucking time later.
Well, I feel like that's kind of where he's at now. Like he's just coming in.
Nice guy.
Yeah,
I've met him a couple times.
Oh yeah.
Nice guy.
No, I mean we've partied together a shit ton.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, Bert has talked about me on his podcast.
Yeah.
Several different times.
If anybody would come down here and drink and sit here and do that kind of shit, it'd be him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I just get, I get a little annoyed. Because he tells a story about my real name being Bill Burr.
Yeah.
And he's friends with Bill Burr,
Right.
so like he's heard Bill Burr's perspective on the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's heard my story, and you know he could have me on.
Yeah.
He could have me on his podcast to tell this story, and it's kind of like, you know, I realize you really only want to have people on there that can propel something for you, or you know what I mean?
If
Like,
we wanted to do that, this show could be the Will Ferrell and Bill Burr show.
yeah,
And,
exactly.
Yeah, we could.
No shit.
All right. We got to get out of here.
All right.
All right.
We'll talk at you later, everybody. Peace.
Just a mic and a dream. Now we ride this circuit, chasing that scene. Every heckle, every cheer, every silent stare. Made us sharper, made us bolder. We ain't going nowhere. Billy and Willie's workshop, welcome inside, where the jokes are sharp and the laughs collide. From the Vegas stage